The morning's papers proclaim it a crucial 24 hours for Greece. The country has held its breath all day, worried whether enough private investors will participate in a crucial debt swap deal by the evening's deadline. The Greek government is asking banks and other creditors to swap their current bonds for new ones with a lower face value, lower interest rate and longer maturity dates. The majority of big European banks have already agreed to the bond swap, but some funds are still holding out. With only hours left on the clock, the Greek finance minister upped the pressure on Greek creditors that still hadn't said they'd participate.
How can social insurance funds send a message internationally that they won't participate in the private sector initiative, when insurance funds of other countries that have Greek bonds are being called to do so, when the Bank of Greece is participating? What would happen if the country collapsed?
For the deal to pass, Athens says it needs the take-up to be over 75%. The government has flagged up it could then activate a collective action clause, forcing even those investors who didn't agree to accept a loss.
All the markets in the world expect an activation of the cards, but it will depend on the percent of success. If you have an activation something like, say, below 70%, it will be not a very good sign for the market.
Creditors are being asked to write off over 70% of the value of their bonds. Whilst this deal isn't attractive, the alternative could be even worse. Without it, Greece would likely be forced into default, and creditors would lose any hope of being repaid.